Hey, what's up everyone? This is Brandon Bias from JJCheckit.com here with the Photoshop Advanced tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to go over an effect that Eli and I came up with that we like to call the Grunge Burst. And I'm just going to give you a quick look at what this is going to look like when we're done here. And that's enough for your sneak peek. Let's get to work. So the first thing you're going to need is a cutout image of whoever it is you want to apply this effect to. I'm going to use Trexton just because he's awesome and we love using him as a demonstration. Okay, I think it's safe to assume that you've got some sort of cutout person right now. So go ahead and make a background layer, and we're going to fill it up with black. And then take your cutout person, I'm just going to say Trexton from now on. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate Trexton and turn off his original copy. And I'm going to desaturate him with Control-Shift-U, and then bring up my levels dialog. And I'm going to bring the blacks all the way towards the middle, and then I'm going to bring the whites all the way towards the middle. And that should make this washed out black and white effect right here. And then I'm going to make two new layers. I'm going to call them black and white. And we're going to go to our channels and load up the RGB channel as a selection. And with that and the white layer selected, we're going to go ahead and fill in with white. And then we're going to load up Trexton's layer mask right here as a selection. And then go to the black layer and fill it in with black. And then deselect and turn off this T-bone copy right here, and then invert the BG. And so now that we have our black and white in separate layers, we can get to the background. So what we're going to do is grab our pencil, and we're going to make an anchor point somewhere in the middle of Trexton's face. So I'm going to do it right about maybe here on this random speck right here. And zoom in on that point and make a ruler that shows where that point is. So that's going to serve as a center point for all of these bursts right there. So what you're going to want to do is make a series of triangles that come from the center. And that's going to look like this. Okay, so as soon as you've got a couple triangles pointing towards the center of Trexton's face, we're going to go ahead and make the curvy line over here on the left side. Okay, now that we've got some triangles and a nice wavy line, we're going to go ahead and name this path Grunge Set 1, GS1, and we'll hit OK, and we'll go to our layers. And we're going to make two new layers below our black layer right here. We're going to call them GS1, GS2. And we're going to put those two into groups. And we're going to go to the GS1 layer. And we're going to go ahead and make this into a selection and fill it up with black. And we're going to go ahead and deselect that. And go to our GS2 layer and start making some more of these triangles. Okay, so we've got a second set of triangles leading to the center of Trexton's face, and we're going to make a second wavy line off to the left side. And just for kicks, we're also going to add a bit of a distorted round shape in the upper left-hand corner. Once you have all of these paths made out, you're going to probably want to save them just in case you're going to need them later. So we'll call this GS2, not 21, GS2. And then we're going to load it as a selection, go back to our layers, and load up GS2 with 50% gray. And deselect it, bring this back up to fit the canvas. And I feel like adding a little bit more to this. So I'm going to actually go back to my GS1 path, and I'm going to add a little bit of a wavy line right here going down the center left hand side. Alright, now that I've got that drawn out, I'm going to use my direct selection tool to select this path that I just made on the GS1 path, and I'm going to make that a selection. And I'm also going to fill in black on the GS1 layer and deselect it and click off of that path and see how we're doing. Okay, now that we've got all of the drawing pretty much done, let's go ahead and add some color to this bad boy. With our move tool, let's go ahead and remove these rulers right here. And we're going to swap to our brush tool and grab this brush right here, which is called the Spatter 24 Pixels. I don't know exactly what other brush you would use if you're using CS4. You might want to use one of the natural brushes. Not natural brushes too, natural brushes. So with this, we're going to go ahead and size up to about 100 pixels or so. And then off to the side, we're going to make 3 new layers in each of these groups, and I want to make all of these black lines into a reddish sort of theme. So I'm going to name this layer orange, that layer red, that layer yellow, once you have all 6 of your new layers named to colors that you would like to be using for your Grunge Burst Effect, let's go ahead and go to the red layer right here and load up a slightly off red color, maybe right about there. And the trick to this is not to click and drag with this brush, but rather to click, and then if you want to intensify that color, click another time and maybe another time to give it a more intense feel, and then just do that all along these black lines right here. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like.